If your finances are feeling scattered, we are going to calmly gather information about your finances into a one-page money map. Today, I am going back to writing this process, my one-page money plan, out in my life planner. Writing it down makes it feel more real and more tangible to me, rather than this nebulous funny money that doesn't really exist. This is a very simple system for looking at your money every single month. And what I love about this form of a monthly check-in is that calling it a map, we know there will be no judgment involved because a map only tells us where we are so that we are receiving information on how to get where we want to go. The other great thing about a one-page money map is that you see everything in one visual space, which gives us real orientation into what it is that we are doing with our money. So remember, this isn't about being good or bad with your money. This is about staying in the room with your money long enough to understand where you are today. What's great about making this a monthly routine is that when we think about our nervous system, it really loves consistency and it loves containment. The one-page money map, if you make it a monthly routine, will do both of those for you. So now that we're at the end of January, I've created a one-page money map for our household. In all honesty, life is filled with little rituals. We have rituals for how we wake up in the morning, for how we drink our coffee, for what we do at lunch, for how we finish our day and wind out in the evening. Rituals are a beautiful component of life because they offer consistency, which makes us feel safe and in control. When we have that type of clarity, we're more willing to branch out in other areas of our lives. And so the one-page money map is an opportunity for you to bring a routine to your finances that is very simple, but can offer you insight. And then over time, you can layer that with other activities to expand your financial understanding. There's really only 4 parts to it. The first is to capture your income. How much money was brought into the household account? What are your fixed bills? What are the bills that you know every single month will come out? How did you spend money above and beyond your fixed bills? The household account is where we manage all of the household expenses and any household spending. So the spending you'll see in this account will be groceries, eating out as a family, and family activities, and school supplies. After capturing what you've spent, next, you want to capture what were your savings. And I count savings as both investments that you contributed to, as well as emergency savings and sinking funds. For our household right now, we send a minimal amount to Vanguard Investments for our brokerage account, but we do send a large dollar amount over to our sinking funds. The reason for this is that a lot of those sinking funds are set aside for things like our insurance or our property taxes that we have to pay every 6 months or every year. But in addition to that, right now we're investing heavily into my husband's business as a jiu-jitsu gym owner. Finally, I always want to know, did I spend more than I brought in? And what is my ending checking account balance for the month? Knowing those 2 things brings me a lot of calm. If I know that I have spent less than I've had come in, then I know overall I'm living on less than I earn. Additionally, I love to always keep cushion in my primary household checking account. Right now, we have a little over $3,000 in there. We had a really light spending month in January because we spent very liberally in December. So January, especially with a big snowstorm, left us feeling huddled up at home and we didn't venture out nearly as much. Usually our end of the month account balance is around the amount of $2,000, and $2,000 is a comfortable amount of money for me to have in that account. If you have room and if you're willing, I would also recommend you take some time to make notes on what did you see? Was there anything that made you uncomfortable? Was there anything that made you happy? These are things to make note of because they can affect your future decisions. And when your task is done, just close the journal. Make mental notes or physical notes of what you learned from the experience, but then close your journal and recognize that the task is done. Money can be simple and it can feel easy. It does not need to be something that creates havoc and emotional stress for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please consider leaving a comment below and giving it a like. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.